Hello, I believe we are live streaming. Here we are. Alright, this is quite new and funky. Let's have a look. So, I can see the view. Oh, okay, that's quite cool. Welcome, right, I am just going to check though on my phone before we are live. Yeah. Um, Basically, just going to check that we're all going. Give me 2 seconds. It says we are here, but just want to check for like the audio on, the sort of like, if I was a viewer watching the live stream, let's say, and yeah, just going to do that. So, okay, let's, do you know what? It's just going to, my phone's going a tad slow, but error apparently. YouTube is not. Let's have a look. Okay, the stream is not receiving enough output for smooth listening. Little weird. Everything seems pretty good at my end, so let me just go to my channel and hopefully my phone is going a little slow though, so maybe it is maybe there is an error, but it says on the no, it actually does. Yeah, it says we're quite low now. Let me just check that you can hear me. I think we're maybe having a slight issue. Do you know what? Every time I want to do something, it's typical that like it just doesn't work properly. Like I think. Okay, there's a slight bit of a echo. Uh, yeah, and then we go back to like buffering. I think if I have the phone locked, that might be a way of like maybe fixing it. Let's just see if let's just see. We have gone back to green now. We're on like a full green. That's good. Oh no, now we've gone back down to the yellow again. Right. I'm just gonna have to monitor it, but we'll see. I've normally got like quite a good. I've normally got quite a. I've normally got quite a good reception when it comes to doing stuff like this. We'll rock on anyway. We'll see how it goes. It might buffer a little bit. If it does, you will just have to bear with me. We do keep going from like the red to the orange, so we'll just have to literally see how it goes. So literally, we are literally going to do a clublandy hard dance kind of version of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. By the way, now you should all know what this track is. I'll give you a little preview, just in case you might be unaware of like what this track is. If you're not sure, I'll see if it lets me give a preview. I know we are a tad running slow, but we should be all good. I think it should hopefully play. So I'll give you a quick preview for those who might not know what it is.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say.
So that's pretty much what the track is. That's what it sounds like when we don't open another program up. So that's exactly what the track sounds like. And we're going to attempt to do a little bit of a sort of clubby, sort of a hard dance, little bit of a, just something that I can kind of like, you could drop it in a bounce set, but you can drop it in a hard dance set as well. That's kind of the vibe that I'm going for with it. So there's a couple of things we are going to do to start with. So first off, I have got 2 samples to drag in. So the first one is the instrumental to the original, and the second one is, of course, the a cappella. Now, I want to sample the guitar, so the little like do 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 do, because that is kind of like the bit of that track that is kind of like well known as well. Now, I only want to use this first part of the vocal as well. So there's like, if I just play the vocal on its own, there is like this little bit like
Stick knife, a chop. Getting that flick, she's such a little DJ. Rib cage, soft tail.
because it's a little bit of an indie rock song. It's got a little bit of a kind of like just goes into a little bit of a more kind of like rocky tune. So we only essentially want this little bit, this.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on.
So that's exactly kind of like what we're gonna do. So the BPM of the track is essentially so if I just it's that I'm aware of, it's 122 beats per minute for By the Way by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So what we need to do, so this project is at 150. So you can see here there's a little bit of a gap before the guitar starts. So we're just going to drag that literally to there. I'm just going to put it right at the start, and then I am literally just going to type in 122 BPM. Let it time stretch it, and then we're going to try and cut a fine sample of the track. So okay, so we kind of want the so I think it's here. So it's about there is where I think it cuts off, weirdly enough. So if I was to take this now, and let's just say for argument's sake, I'm just going to put it here, just cut that. If I play that now, how is it going to sound? Yeah, it doesn't. So it doesn't work, does it? It doesn't, So I think maybe if we play it like that. It nearly does. We just need to like drag it a tad more. I think there's another. I'm gonna try it from there. So yeah, we nearly have it. I think I don't think we're far off, but I'm just gonna try. Yeah, that kind of does work, to be fair with you, but I'm just going to see what it sounds like if I... Oh, that's even it's sounding even better. Like, I'm going to actually just try and put it there like that and see what that does. Even better. Absolutely. Now what I need to do is just take that again, and then because obviously we extended it, and just do that, and then that would like, oh yeah, look at that. And then if I was to just like get my kick drum, so like, ooh. Ooh, actually. Okay. Maybe it's not fully time stretched it. Let's have a. I mean, I thought it had, but it kind of has, but it kind of hasn't. It is saying like 122. Let's have a think. I have got another idea actually. I've got another idea. We're not out of luck yet. Here we are. Okay, let's have a. Let's have a look. We're not done yet. The idea is still here. Let's have a look.
Spinning TV Classics.
Do you know what? I had one somewhere. Do you know what? Because bear with me. I've done this track before, but it wasn't the best. I'll be completely honest. I'm just gonna save that for now. I'm sure I had one before that I'd already done. But maybe not. I do have one. Yeah, I do have one. I just did I maybe call it By the Way? No, By My Side. Maybe I like it. Maybe not. Okay. I'm trying to think because I had it somewhere. Like I had a version of it. Okay. This going back to it seems to me like it's out of time. So I'm gonna try like 1, 2, 3 instead. I just feel like it's not working properly, but I'm still not out of ideas yet. So I'm gonna literally try something. Um, you see, it's saying now it says 1, 2, 4. So let's try that. See how we go. Okay. Still kind of sounds out. I don't know why. Just clicked the wrong thing. It's almost like it's struggling to detect its tempo, I think. So we're just going to have a little play around and just see kind of like what we can... I don't think it is as fast as 1, 2, 6, but... See, I think it might actually be slower. So I'm actually going to try 120 instead. But we'll see. It might be too slow. I think we might be onto something. I also think that it might be a dodgy sample. And you might be thinking, like, what do you mean by... Basically, sometimes FL can play up, and whatever you time stretch something to, it goes to the same thing. So... But I definitely feel like that's getting more in time. So I'm going to try, like, 117. I feel like we're going in the right direction. I feel like it is actually getting faster. So... Yes, we're on the right case. So whatever it was telling us, I'm going to try 116 to like time stretch it and see how this works. I think we might be... Ooh. There we go. There we go. Look at that. That is pretty, if I don't say so myself, pretty sexy. But if I put that there like that, how's that going to sound? Like that. Oh yes, we have it. Wicked. Okay, we've got it. So, what... Pardon. Alright, what we're going to do then is... So, 32, 33 is where we're going to put that there to start with. So, because basically we're going to build like a whole sort of like DJ intro that's going to kind of like lead to it, if you like. So, what we're going to do is, so there is a kick here, but I am going to change the kick to like a different kick. So we'll find a different kick drum. So if I remember rightly, so I have got a MIDI. So I believe that the MIDI is here. So the actual like bass like starts in an F. So if there is a kick that is, so it's like F, E, A, So it's F-E-A. So if there is a kick that is an F, and there actually is, and it does actually sound quite punchy, we'll have that. So let's have that. Nice. Put some hi-hats in. And then, of course, we'll add a clap. What I might actually do is, if I can, because about here is there's going to be a change in the track, and we're going to introduce an intro bass, an offbeat intro bass. So like that. I think that'll work really well. What I'm actually going to do with this, because it kind of, it's part of a melody, I think. Like, so I'm just going to put it on here, onto our lead channel. Yeah, and then, okay. And then with the offbeat bass, I don't know what sound we're going to have yet. There is a sound already on here. So, okay. Yeah, there is already a sound here. Oh, would kind of help if, yeah, okay. So, A, D, 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 A, B. So, C, D, E. So it'll go like this, and then it's actually quite a nice bass, this already, actually. But I'm actually wondering if I... It is actually quite nice, that, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. And then what we'll do is we'll also have it here as well, just to like double it up. It is actually quite a nice bass. I do actually quite like it. Now, I'm sure, so I did a bounce version of this track, and I'm pretty certain when I did, I used a better sample for the piano that was more, for the guitar, sorry, like the little guitar thing that was more from like the Peter Gelderblom version. But honestly, like, I think for now, this will probably more than likely do. So what we'll do is we'll have like this as the little intro. I've got a fill effect somewhere, which is, if I'm right in saying it's here, or is it here? It is. And then I think it's meant to be here, if I remember rightly. So it'll go like that. And then we need like a crash. So crash will go here, like that. I have also got like a snare roll as well, which is like a snare fill. Where is it? 1 bar fill. So that should, I think that goes there if I'm right. And then, yep. And then if I put this here, we should, in hindsight, bloody hell, that's that should essentially go there like that. So now it'll sound something like this. This is kind of where we are at the moment. We've got to fill out the drums a little bit more, of course, as you do. Let me just knock that down a bit. Okay, yeah, what I'm gonna do then. Yeah. So I'm just gonna have like a little where it. And then what I might actually do is pretty much, yeah. I might change that guitar hook at some point, just to get something a little bit more, like, I think it sounds, there was one I used before, I don't know where I got it from. I think I know where I got it from. I'm going to try and maybe see if I can, like, sample that one instead. Actually, I think I do have where it is. So let me have a, I think it might be somewhere on here. I have actually found my version as well. Okay, let me open the file location. I found my old one. So the old one wasn't the best, but I used a pretty good like guitar sample for the. Let's have a.
Waiting for.
Okay, yeah, so I used you can tell I did use a better one, but I can't sample it from there. But I know where I can sample it from, which I think it'll be where I would have probably originally sampled it from for the other one, is what I would probably say. But we'll have a look now. I'm not sure what BPM it'll be either, but we can have a look, you know. Let's have a quick skeg. Okay. Let's have a skeg. So. Okay. So I think this is, if I'm right, this is where I sampled it from. Bad Behaviour, they did a version of Waiting For. So if I remember rightly, it will be like something like that. I think to time stretch this up, I'll just do like that, and that should like put it in time. Let's have a look. Might have to be a little bit more like fine tuning with like the actual like chopping itself, but I think it shouldn't be too bad. But let's have a look and kind of. So if I just like put it to there, but then obviously take the sample again. Yeah, that actually does work. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is just knock it down slightly, and then put it onto that track 11. Okay, and then we can put it into that. I just think it actually sounds better than the actual like other one I was using. So what we're going to do is basically we're just going to do a swap to there, and then actually that might not have been, that's not your finest move there, Noble, is it? Okay, that's good. Just because I had it chopped to the right length, do you know, like, so I can just put that there. Right, now I can actually get rid of that and get rid of that. So now it should sound. Oh, maybe not with all them there. That can now go anyway. Okay. And then what I'll do is, there we go. Maybe something like It'll sound like this. Yeah. Oh yes. Listen, I like that already. Really, really nice. So what we need to do is, I want to build this like intro a little bit more, because obviously, you know, we need to kind of build on it a bit more. So first off, I do have a percussion loop right here, but I want to change it to something else. It was just kind of like you call it a placeholder. So that is like literally what we're going to do is just change it so it's like something different, because, you know, I feel like it should be something different. So let's have a look and see kind of what we're dealing with. So something like, let's have a look. It's actually not bad. So what I might do a little bit later down the line, I do this sometimes, is I might add a second kind of, I might add a second, you know, percussion loop, just to give it a little bit more, give it a little bit of a better feeling. And then I'll add these little reverse crashes as well. I like to kind of add these as well. something like pretty much like that. Right, now it is time to get the vocal in time. So the original was 122, although I think, so when I originally got that original guitar sample before we changed it, I got an instrumental from YouTube, and I think that wasn't at, you know, the speed that, I think whoever had put that instrumental up, it was played slightly faster. So let's have a look.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow, waiting for.
So we want that waiting for. That is the key part of the vocal that we want. So for now, because I want to kind of put that over that bit, if that makes sense. So let's have a.
Waiting, waiting, waiting for. Waiting for.
Just gonna attempt to.
Waiting for.
Maybe there.
Waiting for. Waiting for.
There.
Waiting for.
Okay, yeah, I've got it. So if I, maybe not like that. If I just trim that to there like that, that will give me a good indicator of like where to. There we go. Like that.
Waiting for. Waiting for.
Yeah, and then I guess we could like kind of like, I'm quite tempted to kind of say like we could just like add that in again, like on the last section of it. So
Waiting for. Waiting for.
yeah, kind of like that.
Waiting for. Waiting for. Waiting for.
Yeah, so I do actually quite like that. Okay, so my initial kind of like next plan then, we're gonna kind of like go into some form of breakdown, but we still need some more, like ideally we need some like uplifters and stuff here, but I tend to like to do them a little bit later on, just because I kind of feel a little bit like they sound like, I just, you know, I don't think that they're as important as they should be. Personally, you know, I think they're just something you can add in later on, basically. So we're gonna have a little bit of a.
Waiting for.
So I don't want that to come straight in. I'll be completely truthful. I actually want it to drop, and then I kind of want it to filter in, and I want to have a bass pad that kind of plays first. Basically, my initial plan is we're gonna take the like the offbeat bass, and then we're going to basically turn it into this sub bass here that's going to sound pretty much like that. So if I take this, and then we're going to like literally get rid of that and that, and then basically that's going to go like that, that's going to go like that, and then that's going to go like that, and it'll sound like that basically. So it'll kind of like
Waiting for
yeah, and then basically what we're going to do is have a filter on this. So if I get a filter, add an automation clip, so let's do that. Yep.
waiting for
There we go, and then we're gonna like literally okay, cool, right. And then what we're gonna actually do is get that vocal back, and
standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say, standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on.
okay, that is again not fast enough. So I'm gonna actually try that 116, but it might make it too fast. I don't know. We'll see. I think that instrumental might have just been at that speed, so I do feel that this may make it just go like way too fast. But you know, we can like literally see, try it. I don't think it'll work, but we'll see.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way,
And it actually has worked.
standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for.
It kind of has, but it's a little bit. I actually kind of think it needs to go a bit faster. But we're on the right.
Standing in line to see the show.
Okay, I need to move that back a tad, and then it should.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for.
Okay, that's going a bit too fast now, I think. So maybe we go to 117 instead, and then I think we will have about cracked it.
waiting for. Danny the girl is singing songs.
I think we're nearly there. I think we are like so close. It's quite exciting. It, you know, it feels a little exciting. Let's have a look. I'm quite, you know.
Waiting. Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for.
Do you know what? I could just at this point, like at the point of being like really nitty gritty, I could.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. Danny the girl is singing songs to me beneath the marquee. Overload.
Yeah, it's a little. It is a little. Yeah, alright, it might be a bit harder than.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, and there's a light on, heavy glow.
By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for Danny.
Overload.
Okay, let's have a skeg. We're not far off. Like, in terms of timing it up, we're not, you know, we're very close.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. Danny the girl is singing songs to me beneath the marquee. Overload. Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow.
Yeah. Okay.
Heavy glow, light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. Danny the girl is singing songs to me beneath the marquee. Overload, light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. Danny the girl is singing songs to me beneath the marquee. Overload.
Yeah, it's a bit. Okay. It is a bit. Okay. What about 119? It's a bit of a tough one to. It's a bit of a tough one to stretch, but let's see. Let's.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for.
Okay. Let's just.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow.
No, so that is. Okay, right. I'm gonna go back to the 116. Just to have a little play around. We're very close, but we're not quite there, if that makes sense. Like, and that is almost like we're two not there. But when I move this again, like say to there, that kind of does put it in. So let's.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for.
But that to me sounds a little out. But I think we may be able to work this just a little bit more than we did the other one. Okay.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to to say I'd be there, waiting for.
Okay, if there's a way that we can chop, let's chop. That's kind of my motto. There we go.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. Danny the girl is singing songs to me beneath the marquee overload.
Yeah, vocal is really hard to actually time up. Really is. What I'm actually going to try and do very, very quickly. Because it is a bit of a tough one. I've got an idea. Bear with me, like literally 2 seconds. Here we are. Okay. I've got an idea. Where I sampled the guitar, I am gonna literally attempt to isolate the vocal, but just bear with me while I do, because I actually need to blow my nose. Feel it in me. Okay, we are back. Now, because I am like streaming as well, it might make it like longer to like isolate the vocal. Because I think it's going slow. But we'll see if it does it. We'll continue like playing around. We'll have a listen to like what we've got so far, basically. So
Waiting for. Waiting for. Waiting for. Waiting for. Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow.
okay, yeah. Audio processing. Right, okay. We'll see if this is gonna work. We can work on some other elements like while we do so. We're gonna add like a pad and stuff as well. So we can do all that while we're kinda like waiting for the next section if you like. So like, ooh, that nice pad sound. I actually really do like that pad sound, I'm not gonna lie. I think when the vocal comes in, that should come in. Like,
Waiting for.
that is so nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. So the audio's processing on the other vocal. I want to kind of use that one in. If it sounds clear enough, I'll use it. This is not sounding bad at all, though. Like,
Waiting for. Waiting for.
oh yeah, it sounds sick. But yeah, we need the other vocal there. Really, that's kind of like the next stage of like what I kind of want to do. So we'll see, like, if this is gonna work, and then like if it sounds clear enough, like for out of the bad behavior track, we'll use it. I don't know what Peter Gelderblom did to his vocal, but it just sounds like so much more like clearer, and it sounds more dancey. And then Bad Behavior, they obviously did like the bounce version of, like, you know, the Peter Gelderblom. So yeah, I am like really intrigued as to like how it's gonna sound. Like, I really want this to sound like the best it can sound. So hopefully it does. Hopefully, it does sound the best that it can. And we'll just kind of like, I guess we'll just kind of see sort of where we go. But yeah, that is where we are at the moment. So let's see if it might just not do it because like the internet is like being pretty bad. And every time I go onto the internet tab, it knocks my signal of the stream right down. So like, little bit annoying. Yeah, I might. Okay. Little annoyed, but we'll see. The signal is like really not good for the stream, like, signal. Do you know what? I'm gonna stop this stream, and I might try this again at